Hello, this is Sean again, back with another episode of All Things Black. Today I have a new guest here, Miss Lavoughda White. Miss White created Nah I'm Just Pretty, and that's at www.nahimjustpretty.com. She created this platform to combat colorism, to help people, feel more empowered. She has cups. So here's one of the shirts. You might not be able to see it that well. So it says it has a girl, and then it says, "You're pretty for a dark skinned girl," which is what a lot of people say to dark skinned girls. So this is for them. And then it says, "Nah, I'm just pretty." So these are one of the shirts. So you can go look at it there. Okay, all right. And so now we are just going to um talk about colorism and what led Miss White to start her company. So we are so happy that she's here and honored that she would join us for a conversation. And so, yeah.
Let's get to it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So our first question is, okay, what is I'm Just Pretty?
Okay.
What is it about?
So, no, I'm just pretty. Was started because people would tell me I'm pretty to be dark skinned all the time. And so when I was living in DC, I think I got fed up with the last person telling me I was getting off the bus on Georgia Avenue, and he said, you're pretty, be dark skinned. And I just turned around and said, no, I'm just pretty. And I was irritated and frustrated. And I was like, okay, it was at that point I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to connect with other women who deal with colorism, who have been told they're pretty to be dark skinned. How do we come together and empower each other? And also not only just sell apparel, but also I'm going to be organizing and doing advocacy work around systemic issues in the community. So this piece is just like the let me get people to buy into what I'm doing because we all experience colorism. But the other piece is to engage and to get people to organize around systemic racism issues in the community, such as colorism. And so that's why I started my business. So we're a social enterprise. We're not only going to be selling merchandise, but we're going to be teaching organizing and advocacy skills to teach people how to mobilize around this very nasty issue. So that's why I started my brand.
Okay, wow. I love that story.
Thank
I
you.
mean, I don't love it, but
no, it's the
yeah.
real.
Wow. Huh.
It's real. It happened too much, and it wasn't until I got older that I realized that colorism was a thing. I really, honestly, just thought that people just didn't like dark girls, and I'm just like, what is this? My skin was always seen as a weapon. It was always the first thing that was pointed out, and I really didn't recognize that it was self-hate until I got older and started to teach myself about colorism and self-hate and how it manifested in our community.
Right. Okay. You're so right about it sometimes being the first thing. Like you'll meet someone, they'll be like, just say no, I like dark skinned girls. Oh, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, thank
No,
you.
it's so demeaning, and it's like, it's really just self-hate. There's no reason for you to say I like you, you're dark skin, or let that even be a thing. I'm just pretty. That's it. It's an affirmation like, no, I'm just pretty. We have to take back our beauty and honestly put people in their place.
I agree because a lot of it's a compliment to say you're pretty for a dark skinned girl.
Yeah, it's a backhanded compliment for sure.
Not
I
a
realized is that the majority of the hate came from black men.
Mhm.
So it wasn't from these, other races. It was from our people who mama looked just like me,
Yeah.
with thirsty hair, big birth. I mean, you just never know. It's like the hate is coming from our black men. So we're actually gonna look into that too, colorism, how it affects the black man. But we really have to own it. Like we have to reclaim. I say we have to reclaim our beauty. Like
Right.
Maxine Waters says she's reclaiming her time. We have to reclaim our beauty.
All right. Okay. So, well, we got what experiences led you
Yeah.
to, create the company. What are some ways you see colorism manifest in our society?
Oh my goodness, in so many ways. I was a teacher in DC and I was teaching second grade and we were playing at the park and my little second graders, they're 7 and 8 years old, they're like, Miss White, can we go inside? And I'm just like, why you want to go outside? You always want to go outside for recess. Like, this is the time where you go have fun and get away from me. And they were like, well, I don't want to become too dark.
Second
So,
grade?
yes. So the thing is with second graders is they're taught everything they know, someone is teaching it to them. So, colorism starts at home. It starts with family members. It starts with the dark skin jokes. It starts with, telling your baby, you don't need to be outside that long because you're gonna get too dark. Or, ooh, you done got black being in that sun, girl. As if it's a bad thing. So colorism manifests in so many different ways in our community, whether it's from, the woman, with other women, light skinned and dark skinned women, being pit against each other, between men in our culture, glorifying, the lighter skinned women,
Yeah.
and, dark skin is seen as ugly or less than.
Mm-hmm.
It plays out in the media with typecasting, also
Yep.
just always typecasting lighter skinned women over dark skinned women.
Mm-hmm.
And as a culture in different races, it plays out just the same way in Bollywood, in India.
Yeah.
Northern Indians are treated different than Southern Indians. In Asia, in that culture, they don't want to
Yes.
be dark. They walk around
Yes.
with umbrellas.
Bro.
So
Yeah.
colorism affects the community, and it's a very dangerous disease that we need to stop because it doesn't promote black love, and it doesn't
No.
promote self-love.
No.
And then we become adults who hate our skin, right? We want to bleach our skin. That's another way that colorism happens, is you got people trying to bleach their skin, or simply just hating themselves, not wearing light colors, saying they're too dark for something. And that's the main reason why a lot of my colors in my brand, I choose light colors, because I would never wear light colors. I would never
Yeah.
wear, a hot pink on my nail, or, anything. I would never even date dark skinned men because I thought I was too dark. I was
So
told.
yeah. So they could make sure they have the chance to have, what we all need, a light skinned baby.
A light
Okay.
skinned baby with curly hair. Oh
We
my
we
goodness.
all need that. Or
Girl,
it's just there is
it's
no
the
value in anything else.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that my sister told me that. And I don't think she realized what she was doing to me as a child. But I didn't date dark skinned men until I got older. Like, it was always, I was attracted to light skinned men because I'm like, well, and back in my head, I'm like, my sister always told me I was too dark to date a dark skinned man. But I didn't really rationalize. I would find, say, cute dark skinned dudes, but I'm like, oh no, no. But how it goes is the light skinned dudes like dark skinned girls, dark
yeah,
skinned girls like light skinned dudes. You know what I mean? So it is very much so just built in to us from slavery to
it
hate
is.
our skin color, and light skin is superior because they were in the house. They didn't
Yeah.
have to come out to the field. So that's ingrained in them that they are better than a dark skinned person from the time they born, because this is what the slave masters wanted.
It is. It's a lot of just generational trauma. It really
Absolutely.
is. It really is. And then a lot of people have to realize we have people we have darker skinned people who were alive when there were blue vein societies or paper bag tests, and we
Yeah.
have light skinned people who were alive then too. So we have people who remember what happened, remember what was going on. It's passed down. So it's not just such a thing of the past.
Yeah,
People
absolutely.
talk, and
I don't want people to think that, what I come across a lot of time is light skinned people think that I'm bashing them,
no, talking about colorism is not bashing light skin.
because light skinned people experience colorism too. They experience it in a different way that dark skinned people do. So light skinned people are not, subject from colorism. They can treat, my dark skinned sisters can treat a light skinned female different just because she light skinned. So she walk in the room and automatically she thinks she bougie, she this, she that. It's like, sis, check yourself, because why are you feeling this way about a light-skinned woman, but a lot of the times it's what we heard growing up. These
Yeah.
light-skinned, black, who they think they is, they, you know what I mean? And so we just internalize that, and then we grow up and we automatically see a light-skinned female and we think that she bougie, she stuck up, or she this and she that, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
So
A lot of it's trauma, I think. Like just because there was a time when lighter people didn't want to interact. So your grandma probably told you, because your grandma might have been alive when I don't know, or probably not alive, but her mom might have been alive when like lighter people broke off to make their own church. So she probably told your mom that, and then she told her that. So it's like
absolutely.
you always think these group of people act a certain way, another group of people act another way. Now, as for the guys, I think that's just like that maybe just be due to, I don't know, maybe they heard their dad say it. TV. I think a lot of because I'm doing a study on like dating, and so a lot of the every dark skinned girl is ratchet, or every dark skinned girl is uglier than light skinned.
Aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive. I don't know if that's TV. I don't know if it's just you meet one girl that happened to be dark skinned and happened to act that way, so so you generalize the whole race, or I mean the whole color, or you see five pretty light skinned girls, so that means every girl that's light skinned is pretty. I don't know what it is, but like it's so many just generalizations.
Absolutely. And I think with the darker skin, even when we look at police brutality and statistics around that, darker skinned black men are more likely to get killed first. Darker skinned black men are more likely to get a harsher sentence. And that again goes back to slavery, where our skin was seen as a weapon. So automatically, if you're of darker skin, you're a threat. Automatically, if I'm saying something in the workplace, I said it aggressively or my tone is off. But my white homegirl can say the same thing, or my light skinned coworker can say the same thing, and it's not perceived as that. But because my skin is darker, I got this 4C hair, oh, she said that with a little aggressiveness. No, it's because our skin is just, people have been taught that our skin is aggressive. It's attack. You know what I mean? And that plays out in many different walks in life.
Yeah, you gotta watch how you say stuff as a dark skinned person, because you're aggressive. You're already aggressive, so
I just heard that a couple weeks ago at my job, and I said I'm not owning that. That's not my cross to bear anymore, because I'm not the aggressive black woman.
No.
A passionate black woman who you asked for an opinion, and I gave you my opinion, and or however you felt about it. It's not on me, because offense starts with you. So I ain't doing that. Oh, angry black woman.
Not claiming it at all. That's not. But that's really unfair. You can't be opinionated in dark skin.
Girl,
you can't.
Not at all, because you a warrior times 12. Please, no, right? And I think that even translates in dating too. I think really light skinned women are more easier to control. And that whole narrative in a dark skinned woman, you just gotta rear her and all this. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it be coming from the black man. So black men, we gotta get ourselves together and get that self-hate out of your heart that you have for the black woman, because we need each other. The only one who's gonna be on the front lines for you is a black woman.
Exactly. Okay.
Girl, okay.
And my last question: what can we do to change it? You've already started with your advocacy and your work, but what can the rest of us do to change it?
Girl, that is a question that I'm still trying to figure out. All I can do is like play my part. I mean, I've worked on congressional campaigns and I've seen the power of political organizing and advocacy. And I think that's my piece, to take my skills and pull it back into my business, to teach people that when we do organize and we mobilize around issues, that we can affect change. But I think it all starts at home. The first time I heard anything about my skin was at home. And then that translated to school. And then I heard it at school, which, again, that's something that, they start at home. And so, I tell parents all the time just to be mindful of what you say to your children because they listen to it and they internalize it. So you have to teach self-love at a very young age. And you also have to love yourself. If you don't love yourself and you don't like being a dark skinned woman, or if you don't like being a big girl, I have shirts say you're pretty, be a big girl. No, I'm just pretty. If you don't like, that skin you're in and you have a daughter who's a little bit thicker on the other side, your insecurities is gonna rub off on her. And so when she trying to, wear her things or be her own person and you don't need to wear that, that's too tight on your stomach, that's too big, like stop rubbing your insecurities off on your children or deal with your own self image of self and love yourself enough to teach your children to love themselves so they don't go to school and be bullies. Right. They don't go to school and receive what people say about them about being too dark skinned. They can educate. Like, no, I don't receive that. No, you don't like yourself. Like my mom already told me that. Like, you say whatever you want to say. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah. It all starts at home, and we just have to stop being a slave to what we learn. We have to unlearn everything that we were taught, right, ourselves, and relearn and retake our rightful place. Like we're kings and queens. Like black is beautiful. Like everybody emulates black culture. Everybody wants to be the black woman. We set the trend for how your hair gonna be, your nails gonna be, what you're gonna wear, etc. And I just think it needs to be another level of appreciation for both black women and black men for each other again, because we're unstoppable when we come together, and it's no better feeling than seeing the love of a black family, a black man and a black woman with beautiful black children, just together, and you teaching your kids that black is beautiful and self-love, and then they can go to school and then teach those other people and teach their teachers, or teach other kids, that that's not right to say. So I think that's where we can start at, is at the home, and then obviously just getting involved with the movement, figuring out how we can, support people who are doing this work in colorism and get them into the fight, and, stop saying light skin, dark skin, and, stop hating light skinned people because they light skin, or don't like a dark skinned person because you dark skin. No, let's have these tough conversations. Let's figure out how we can, heal, because that's essentially what it is. We were taught to hate everything about us, from our nappy hair to our dark skin. Mm-hmm. So we just need to heal. And I figure out, once we start that healing process, then the love of the black woman and the black man for each other will hopefully come back, and we'll be in a better place. But who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
So much. Do you think that a political, there's like grassroots or political movements like Moms Against Drunk Driving, absolutely, or something like that. Yeah. Do you think that something like that, because a lot of people just reduce colorism to, if you talk about colorism, they'll just say, okay, people don't gotta like dark skinned girls. It's just dating and marriage. That's all they don't know anything about the larger issue, like dark skinned girls having a higher rate of suspension, or anything that's like, that's actually going on besides dating. Yeah. So do you think a political movement is the answer, or a part of the answer?
Absolutely. I definitely think, like Moms Against Drunk Driving, Is the Me or the Color of My Skin is going to be a campaign that I'm working on. And I think we need to stop telling a single story narrative of colorism. So that person, whoever, they just, it's dating life. You're telling a single story of colorism, right, but it's so much bigger than just, well, I don't like dark-skinned women. Well, nobody said you had to like dark-skinned women. You can like what you like, but you don't have to put down a dark-skinned woman. You see what I'm saying? We all have a preference, but that doesn't mean that, you saying you don't like dark-skinned women is very detrimental.
It is.
And please don't say it around children, because exactly, it might be a dark-skinned little girl that's listening to you say that. It might be a dark-skinned little boy that's just soaking all that in, and then he's gonna be like, I don't like dark-skinned women. So I honestly, do think that there needs to definitely be education and the mobilization around the issue, and it's big enough for it can be like Moms, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, because it affects our culture in so many ways. So another thing I'm doing on my platform is just start to share multiple stories of colorism, not just from the Black perspective, but I have people from Denmark. I know people, Puerto Ricans that, you know, heavily, they don't even want to identify with being Black. You're Black.
Yeah.
I have Asian friends who all experience colorism. So my moving into this next phase of my business is being intentional about not sharing a single story narrative, to let people know that colorism is not just a Black thing. It's bigger than you saying you don't like dark skinned women. It's bigger than that. You know, people bleach their skin. People try to commit suicide. People are in bondage because of this, you know, this issue. So watch what you say. And also just ignorance is bliss. So obviously people who are ignorant like that, we can't even have a conversation because you're not even going to hear anything that I'm saying. So this ain't for you right now. You going to catch on, you know, at another time, but you know,
it won't be for me.
Yeah, I need people whose minds are willing, at least open enough to learn and to educate themselves and to know that what, you know, sometimes you're not always right, or your experience is your experience, and I appreciate that and I accept that, but people have different experiences and people experience different things. So just being receptive to that. So yeah, hopefully one day, No, I'm Just Pretty can be this amazing organization that's leading a fight against colorism and hopefully bringing our Black people together. But
I think so.
Who knows?
I think so.
We got to start somewhere. So this was a start for me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate it so much.
Thank you. I appreciate your perspective. I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate the shirt.
Yes.
I appreciate everything.
So I went to Africa to study colorism. And these are going to be coming out too, but this is African material. And I put a pocket on the front of it. And so I'm going to have an African line, all African stuff, African material.
Okay, so when I saw that at the bottom, I was like, at first I thought you had just like tied some, because I only saw a glimpse of it. But that is so cute.
Yeah, so
one of those.
Went to Africa, got the pocket on it. We'll be having some tote bags with African material, all that good stuff. Like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of workshops, and I'm going to travel with my workshops. So maybe have opportunity to come to you with Is It Me or the Color of My Skin? And that's really my chance to mobilize people, right? So my workshops, whoever comes out, obviously they care about it. So now I need you to join action with me. And there's going to be different ways where you can take action from where you're at, or you can take action in St. Louis against what I'm doing. But the goal is to get people mobilized and agitated and irritated around this issue so we can act. We want to influence some type of policy change. We want to get something. I don't know what it is just yet, but that is my goal. So this was just the beginning. Stay tuned.
We will. Thank you so much. We are hip now and I woke.
You have to let me know. Like, I want to know what happens with your PhD program.
Everything. Me and you will be hearing from each other.
All right, honey. Best of luck with everything. Thank you so much. And yeah, tell your friends to come see me, www.noimjustpretty.com. Tell them to hit the Instagram, No, I'm Just Pretty, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. And we have some new stuff coming down the line that they ain't going to want to miss.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you so much. Have a good one, okay?
You too.
This is Sean. Another episode of All Things Black. Thanks for watching. And y'all go visit noimjustpretty.com. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good one.